Hello everyone, good morning. Okay, welcome back to current affairs classes. So as usual, we'll pick up some important topics and we'll discuss them. The topic that I'm picking up firstly is on June 26th, that is tomorrow, 2025, India will mark the 50th anniversary of emergency imposed imposed in 1975 by Prime Minister Indira Gandhi. ಗೊತ್ತಾ? ಸೊ 1975 ನಲ್ಲಿ ದ ಎಮರ್ಜೆನ್ಸಿ ಅಂತಾನೆ ಒಂದು ಟ್ಯಾಗ್ಲೈನ್ ಇಂದ ಫೇಮಸ್ ಇರುವಂತ ಒಂದು ಕಾಂಟ್ರವರ್ಷಿಯಲ್ ಇಶ್ಯೂ ಆಗಿತ್ತು. One of the most controversial topic in our post-independence history is that in 1975, our Prime Minister, the then Prime Minister, the Indira Gandhi, okay, had declared emergency, okay, on the basis of internal disturbance. Internal disturbance ಅನ್ನೋ ಒಂದು ರೀಸನ್ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡು ಎಮರ್ಜೆನ್ಸಿ ಡಿಕ್ಲೇರ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು. Okay, so taking advantage of this news, we can discuss some background related to national emergency. Okay, so we need to go back to basics and discuss about national emergencies. Okay, so national emergency provisions has been given under Article 352 in part 18. In part 18, okay, so part 18 deals about emergencies, correct? So adರಲ್ಲಿ 352 deals with national emergencies. There are other sorts of emergencies also, like
We can't see the pointer.
state emergency article number 356, financial 356, and financial emergency article 360. These emergencies have been given under part 18 of our Indian Constitution. Okay, so as per Article 352, the President can declare national emergency. Okay, if he is satisfied that, if he or she is satisfied that there is a threat to India's national security, okay, or any part thereof, not only of entire India. It's important to highlight that the security threat might be to entire India or to any part of India also. Okay, if President finds, if he is satisfied that there is a threat to India's security in any part or in entire India, then he or she can declare national emergency. On what grounds? Proclamation of national emergency can be done when there is a threat to Indian national security by three important reasons. Which are these? On what grounds? Quality ಆಗಿದೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ ಹೇಳಿ. First one, war. In case if there is war. Second, external aggression. Third one, armed rebellion. Earlier, armed rebellion anta irlilla. So those who are beginners, who are ಯಾರಿದನ್ನ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಕೇಳ್ತಿದ್ರೆ ನ್ಯಾಷನಲ್ ಎಮರ್ಜೆನ್ಸಿ ಬಗ್ಗೆ? ಎಲ್ರಿಗೂ ನೆನ್ನೆ ಆಗಿದ್ಯಾ? ಓ ಗ್ರೇಟ್. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಬೇಸಿಕ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳಿದಾರಾ ಪಾಲಿಟಿ ಕ್ಲಾಸಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ? ಹಾ,
ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ
ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಪಾಲಿಟಿ ಕ್ಲಾಸಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಹೌದಾ? ಓಕೆ, ಫೈನ್ ಫೈನ್. ಸೊ ಎಸ್ ಎಸ್ understood about this. Okay, as you already read it, it will be like revision for you. Okay, it will be like a discussion. So earlier this armed rebellion provision was not there. This ground was not there. Okay, it had later added by which Constitutional Amendment Act? Really?
44
Before 1975, before 1977, ಏನಿತ್ತು ಇಲ್ಲಿ? Internal disturbance ಅಂತ ಇತ್ತು. Okay, in place of armed rebellion, what was that? Internal disturbance. But 1975 ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗಿದೆ? ಎಮರ್ಜೆನ್ಸಿ ಡಿಕ್ಲೇರ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ on what ground emergency had been declared?
internal dispatch.
On the grounds of internal disturbance. Correct? But internal disturbance was a vague term. It was not clear. It was not specific. Okay. Hence, there was scope to misuse this by the ruling government. Correct? Government ಗೆ ಮಿಸ್ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಕ್ಕೆ ಒಂದು ಸ್ಕೋಪ್ ಇತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ, ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಅದು ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ. ಇಂಟರ್ನಲ್ ಡಿಸ್ಟರ್ಬೆನ್ಸ್ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಅಮೌಂಟ್ ಟು ಎನಿಥಿಂಗ್, ರೈಟ್?
ಸರ್ ಸ್ಕ್ರೀನ್ ಶೇರ್
ಸ್ಕ್ರೀನ್ ಶೇರ್ ಆಗಿಲ್ವಾ? What, Akshay? What happened? Oh, sorry. ಇವಾಗ ಶೇರ್ ಆಗಿದೆಯಾ ಸ್ಕ್ರೀನ್ ಆನ್ಲೈನ್ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್?
Sir.
Okay, so we have completed this, right? Introduction to national emergency. What is national emergency? In times of threat to security of India, the president can declare emergency on what grounds? These three grounds: war, external aggression, and armed rebellion. Okay, so before 1977, this was the ground, internal disturbance. This has been changed to internal armed rebellion. Okay, so that it cannot be misused, as it was misused in 1975 by our Prime Minister Indira Gandhi. Okay, that was a controversial thing. You already know it, right? So which violated, which was considered to be antithetical to the fundamental rights, excessive fundamental rights. Okay, during that emergency, fundamental rights were violated. That was the controversy, right? And when this armed rebellion ground has been added, by what means? By means of 44th Constitutional Amendment Act. Of which year? 1977. Huh? 1977. 1970. What? Oh, sorry. This year, right? This is 1978. Sorry. 44th Constitutional Amendment Act of 1978. Okay. When there was Morarji Desai government. Okay. So I will ask you some question now. As you have already done this yesterday, I will ask you one question. Is the president's satisfaction beyond judicial inquiry, beyond judicial scrutiny? Can judicial review be applied in the matter of satisfaction by the president to declare emergency? And the emergency declare ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ president satisfaction is ultimate, right? President should satisfy that there is a threat to security of India. President should get satisfied with respect to that. Correct? Okay. Only after president satisfaction, emergency can be proclaimed. My question is it subjected to judicial review? Is it subject to judicial review? All of you? The decision of the president, okay, to declare national emergency, that decision can be questioned or not? It can be questioned, but earlier it was not there. Okay, so you know that there was in 1975 during Indira Gandhi ruling. Remember one of the one of the amendment act, that is 38th Amendment Act. Okay, you must have come across this 38th Constitutional Amendment Act under Indira Gandhi had made that president decision was final and it was beyond judicial scrutiny ಅಂತ ಡಿಕ್ಲೇರ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು. ಇಂದಿರಾ ಗಾಂಧಿ ಗವರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನ್ ಡಿಕ್ಲೇರ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು? ಜುಡಿಷಿಯಲ್ ರಿವ್ಯೂ ಅಪ್ಲೈ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತನಾ ಅಥವಾ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತನಾ? ಜುಡಿಷಿಯಲ್ ರಿವ್ಯೂ, all of you know what is judicial review? Judicial review means whatever the decision that executive takes, that is government takes, or the legislature takes by means of laws, those laws are verified, reviewed by courts to check whether this provision or this law or this executive rule is in conformation with the provisions of the constitution or not. ಇದು ಕಾನ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಇರುವಂತ ಪ್ರಾವಿಷನ್ಸ್ ತಕ್ಕಂಗೆ ಇದೆಯೋ ಅಥವಾ ಕಾನ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಷನ್ ವೈಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ಯಾ ಅಂತ ಒಂದ್ಸರಿ ವೆರಿಫೈ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಲ್ಲ, ಸ್ಕ್ರೂಟಿನಿ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಲ್ವಾ? ಆ ಪ್ರೊಸೆಸ್ ಯಾರು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ? ಕೋರ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಗಳು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಸುಪ್ರೀಂ ಕೋರ್ಟ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಹೈಕೋರ್ಟ್ ಬೋತ್. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ such process is called judicial review. My question is now the decision of the president to declare national emergency, is it subjected to judicial review or not? On this question, you need to remember two important points. First point is related to 38th Constitutional Amendment Act. Under this, during Indira Gandhi government, it was decided that, and through 38th CAA, it was decided that president decision to declare or proclaim national emergency was not subjected to judicial review ಅಂತ declare ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು. Okay, but later, again in Morarji Desai government, 1978, by means of which Amendment Act? 44th Constitutional Amendment Act. This has been deleted. That means, what does it mean? Now judicial review is applicable or not? Yes, now judicial review or judicial scrutiny is applicable on the decision of the president to declare national emergency. Okay, I will ask you a few more questions as you already done this. Regarding parliamentary approval, once the president proclaims national emergency for entire India or a part of it, is it final or approval of parliament is needed? Approval of parliament is needed. Once a president decision ತಗೊಂಡ್ಮೇಲೆ, even president does not have discretionary power. All of you know this, right? President does not take decisions in his own discretion. He has to act in accordance to the decisions of the cabinet headed by prime minister or council of ministry headed by prime minister. Prime minister advice ಮೇಲೆ on act ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಗೊತ್ತಲ್ವಾ? So president when proclaims decision, it is not his own decision, it is the decision of the council of ministry. So this is how, if you must have come across article 74 and 75 in our polity discussions. So according to that, there is a council of ministry headed by prime minister, right? So the decisions of the prime minister after discussing with the council of ministry, and specifically there is one small group called cabinet. Within council of ministry, important ministers are part of cabinet. Okay, so decisions are taken here. This is the actual government executive part. So decisions are given to president. The president always has to act in accordance to the advice given by prime minister. Decisions will be taken in the name of president, but actual de facto decisions are made by prime minister and his council of ministry or cabinet. You know this, right, all of you? Okay, so once the decision to proclaim national emergency also flows like this only. The process is that there is this union cabinet which decides that there is a threat to national emergency. The cabinet is deciding that there is a threat to national security and hence emergency should be imposed. And the decision ಎಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದೆ? Cabinet ಇಂದ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. This decision will be given to president. And one more thing, there should be a written recommendation. If UPSC goes to minutest level, you should highlight such points also, that when prime minister gives advice to president to proclaim national emergency, that advice should be in the form of written format, not oral advice. Understanding this? So written in the sense, when it is written, it is not just prime minister, but entire cabinet has to approve it. Okay, so this written advice, when it's submitted to president proclaims it. President proclaims national emergency. Once national emergency is proclaimed, next comes Parliament. Next comes what? Parliament. You know, Parliament has two houses: the upper house, Rajya Sabha, and the lower house, Lok Sabha. Now, Parliament has to approve the decision of the President. Understanding this? So, how many days? Is there any time limit within which the Parliament has to approve?
1 month.
Yes, 1 month. How many months? Within 1 month. Within 1 month, the Parliament has to approve the decision of the President to proclaim national emergency. Understanding this? So, but Parliament has two houses, especially Parliament has two houses, Rajya Sabha as well as Lok Sabha. Is it that both the houses are involved in the approval? Is it necessary that both the houses should approve? Yes, remember this. Okay, why I am highlighting this, I will tell you later. Both the houses should approve within 1 month. In case if Lok Sabha is dissolved meantime, okay, and then after proclamation of national emergency, if Lok Sabha is dissolved, okay, then Rajya Sabha should approve. And Lok Sabha should approve within 30 days after reassembling. Reassembly admele within 30 days kodಬೇಕು. Understanding that point also I should highlight. Are you following me in this discussions, all of you? Okay. Next. In case of, what about revocation of national emergency? One more thing. Approval, for approval, they need to take decisions by certain majority. ಈ ಡಿಸಿಷನ್ ತಗೋಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ಪಾರ್ಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ್ದು ಬಿಲ್ ಪಾಸ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ಕೆ ಅಥವಾ ಯಾವ್ದೋ ಡಿಸಿಷನ್ ತಗೊಳಕ್ಕೆ ಒಂದು ಮೋಷನ್ ಪಾಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಂದ್ರೂ ಸಹಿತ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ದೇ ನೀಡ್ ಟು take decisions with certain majorities. Isn't it so? So what kind of measure? There are different types of majority, like simple majority, special majority, effective majority, and the ಬೇರೆ ತರ majority. So Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha, while approving, what type of majority is required there? Special majority. ಗೊತ್ತಲ್ವಾ? While approval, ನೋಡಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಚೇಂಜಸ್ ಆಗಿದೆ. Earlier there was no special majority. Again, 1978, 44th Amendment Act ಇದೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ? 48th Amendment Act of 1978. It has earlier simple majority ಬೇಕಾಗಿತ್ತು. 44th CAA again changed it to special majority. ಇದು ಕೂಡ ಒರಿಜಿನಲ್ ಕಾನ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಇರಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಒರಿಜಿನಲ್ ಕಾನ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ ಮೆಜಾರಿಟಿ ಬೇಕಾಗಿತ್ತು? Simple majority. It has been changed to special majority by 44th CAA. And also this 1 month time also, earlier it was 2 months. ಅದನ್ನ 1 month ಗೆ ರೆಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದು 44th Amendment Act of 1978. So overall point ಏನಂದ್ರೆ 44th Constitutional Amendment Act of 1978 made the imposition of national emergency stricter. ಸುಮ್ನೆ ಮನ್ಸ್ ಬಂದಂಗೆ ನ್ಯಾಷನಲ್ ಎಮರ್ಜೆನ್ಸಿ ಡಿಕ್ಲೇರ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ಕೆ, ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಮಿಸ್ಯೂಸ್ ಆಗಿತ್ತು ಅಲ್ವ ಒಂದ್ಸರಿ 1975 ಅಲ್ಲಿ, ಅದೇ ತಾನೇ ಕಾಂಟ್ರವರ್ಸಿ ಆಗಿರೋದು. ಸೊ ಇನ್ನೊಂದ್ಸರಿ ಮಿಸ್ಯೂಸ್ ಆಗ್ಬಾರ್ದು ಅಂತ ಅದನ್ನ ಸ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ಕೆ ಕೆಲವೊಂದು ಚೇಂಜಸ್ ನ ಇಂಟ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ 44th CA 1978 ಅಲ್ಲಿ. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ದೀಸ್ ಆರ್ ದಿ ಫ್ಯೂ ಚೇಂಜಸ್. ನಂಬರ್ 1, ದಿಸ್ 2 months ಇಂದ 1 month ರೆಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಸಿಂಪಲ್ ಮೆಜಾರಿಟಿ ಇಂದ ಸ್ಪೆಷಲ್ ಮೆಜಾರಿಟಿ. ಸ್ಪೆಷಲ್ ಮೆಜಾರಿಟಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಗೊತ್ತಲ್ವಾ? ವಾಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಸ್ಪೆಷಲ್ ಮೆಜಾರಿಟಿ?
1/3.
There are 2 conditions. First condition, majority of the members should be present. That means at least 50% members should be present for voting. To take decisions, at least 50% of the members should be present, or majority of the members should be present. First condition. Second condition, among the members present, there should be 2/3 majority. Okay, for present and voting. Okay, so you must have come across this in your basics. Yeah, so we were talking about revocation of national emergency. ಒಂದ್ಸರಿ national emergency ಡಿಕ್ಲೇರ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಫಾರ್ ಎವರ್ national emergency ಇರುತ್ತಾ? ಇಲ್ಲ. It has to end at one point when there is no threat. As soon as president satisfies that now there is no threat to national security, they can revoke it, right? So on what grounds? Who all can revoke it? Only Lok Sabha can say. First of all, it is the president who can revoke it. Declare ಮಾಡಿರೋದು ಯಾರು? Proclaim ಮಾಡಿರೋದು ಯಾರು? President. So he can also revoke it anytime. Remember this. Revocation ಅಲ್ಲಿ when president. So talking about revocation of national emergency, revocation can be done first by president. Correct? So president can revoke it anytime. Yes. anytime as soon as he satisfied that now there is no threat to national security. Next, when he takes a decision for revocation, here is it that here also he needs parliamentary approval? For proclaiming, parliament approval within month is necessary, right? For revocation, revoke ಮಾಡಕ್ಕೆ parliamentary approval ಬೇಕಾ? The answer is no. National emergency revoke ಮಾಡಕ್ಕೆ, cancel ಮಾಡಕ್ಕೆ, stop ಮಾಡಕ್ಕೆ parliamentary approval ಬೇಕಾಗಿಲ್ಲ. Please remember this, okay? So for this, no parliamentary approval is needed. ಕಾಮನ್ ಸೆನ್ಸ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ. ಡಿಕ್ಲೇರ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ಕೆ ಮಿಸ್ಯೂಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಪಾರ್ಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಒಂದು ಸ್ಕ್ರೂಟಿನಿ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. ಓಕೆ, ರೆವೋಕ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ಕೆ ಏನಕ್ಕೆ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಅಪ್ರೂವಲ್ ಬೇಕು. ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ದಿಸ್? ನೋ ಪಾರ್ಲಿಮೆಂಟರಿ ಅಪ್ರೂವಲ್ ಇಸ್ ರಿಕ್ವೈರ್ಡ್ ಫಾರ್ ದ ಡಿಸಿಷನ್ ಬೈ ದ ಪ್ರೆಸಿಡೆಂಟ್ ಟು ರೆವೋಕ್ ಇಟ್. ಓಕೆ, ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ another way to revoke it, without president can parliament itself revoke it? Is it no? Answer is no. President ಬೇಡ, ಪಾರ್ಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಸ್ವಂತ ತನ್ನ ಡಿಸಿಷನ್ ಮೇಲೆ ನ್ಯಾಷನಲ್ ಎಮರ್ಜೆನ್ಸಿನ ರೆವೋಕ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದಾ, ಸ್ಟಾಪ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದಾ?
ರೆಕಮೆಂಡ್ ಮಾಡಿ.
The answer is yes. Okay, it can revoke it. Okay, so in revocation ಅಲ್ಲಿ who can revoke it ಅಂದ್ರೆ not during revocation time only Lok Sabha is involved. Remember this. Well, approval of the decision by the president to proclaim national emergency, both the houses concurrences mandatory. ಎರಡು houses approval ಕೊಡ್ಲೇಬೇಕು. Within how many days? Within 1 month. But for revocation, ಏನ್ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ? For revocation, only Lok Sabha is involved. Okay, that too by what majority? By what? Simple majority or special majority? Simple majority is required. Approval time ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎರಡು houses ಗಳು ಯಾವ majority ಇಂದ ಪಾಸ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಅಪ್ರೂವಲ್ ಕೊಡಬೇಕು? With special majority. But for revocation, only Lok Sabha is involved, not entire parliament, not both the houses of parliament. Only Lok Sabha can revoke it. Okay, by passing a motion of revocation with what majority? Simple majority. Please be mindful of these points. With simple majority. Okay, few more questions, one or two more questions I will ask you. How many times national emergency has been declared till now in India? 3 times. Can you be specific in what contexts, in which years?
1962 war.
So you know that 1962 ಅಲ್ಲಿ India China war ಆಗಿತ್ತು, correct? So on the grounds of war 1962, this was there till 1968. ನೋಡಿ, ಒಂದು ಎಮರ್ಜೆನ್ಸಿ ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂ ಇತ್ತು ಇಂಡಿಯಾ ಚೈನಾ ವಾರ್ ಆಗ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ. ಮೀನ್ ವೆಲ್ 1965 ಇಂಡಿಯಾ ಪಾಕಿಸ್ತಾನ ವಾರ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿತ್ತು. ಸೊ ಎಮರ್ಜೆನ್ಸಿ ಹಂಗೆ ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. 1965 ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ ಪಾಕಿಸ್ತಾನ ವಾರ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿದ್ದು. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟೆಂಡೆಡ್ ಟಿಲ್ 1968. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಡ್ಯೂ ಟು, ಇದು ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿದ್ದು ಯಾವ ಕಾರಣಕ್ಕೆ? ವಾರ್ ವಿತ್ ಚೈನಾ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ basically external aggression is actually external aggression. China invaded India, right? So on the grounds of external aggression. Then second time 1971. So this was there till 1977. This was there till 1977. This was due to war with Pakistan. This was basically by war, due to war with Pakistan. War with Pakistan. Third time national emergency 1975. Mean nodi, on 3 grounds national emergency can be imposed. Which are they? War, external aggression and armed rebellion. But earlier 1975 ಗಿಂತ ಮುಂಚೆ, 1978 ಗಿಂತ ಮುಂಚೆ armed rebellion ಅನ್ನೋ ಗ್ರೌಂಡ್ ಇರಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಥರ್ಡ್ ಗ್ರೌಂಡ್, it has been later added, right? So before 1978 it was on what ground? Internal disturbance ಅಂತ ಇತ್ತು. So already ಒಂದು ಎಮರ್ಜೆನ್ಸಿ ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇತ್ತು on because of war with Pakistan. But this was external emergency. Meanwhile, Indira Gandhi government had proclaimed one more emergency in 1975. This is due to internal disturbance. internal disturbance. Okay, clear all of you? Can you check here? Where is this? Yeah, so these are the three grounds, right? And remember this, these two, if emergency is proclaimed based on these two grounds, it is called external emergency. It's an external emergency anta name ಮಾಡಿ. Correct? So if the emergency is declared on the grounds of armed rebellion or earlier internal disturbance. Okay. So ಇದನ್ನ ಏನಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ? Internal emergency. So 1975, 1977 ಟೈಮಲ್ಲಿ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟರ್ನಲ್ ಎಮರ್ಜೆನ್ಸಿನೂ ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇತ್ತು, ಇಂಟರ್ನಲ್ ಎಮರ್ಜೆನ್ಸಿ ಕೂಡ ಪ್ಯಾರಲಲ್ಲಿ ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಇತ್ತು. ಈ ತರ ಡಿಕ್ಲೇರ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದಾ? ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಇದು ಕೂಡ ಮುಂಚೆ ಇರ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಇದು ಒಂದು ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಇದೆ. ಆನ್ ಒನ್ ಗ್ರೌಂಡ್ ಎಮರ್ಜೆನ್ಸಿ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಬಿನ್ ಡಿಕ್ಲೇರ್ಡ್ on the ground of war, for example. At the same time, is it possible that emergency would be declared for some other ground, like external aggression or internal disturbance, or sorry, armed rebellion? Itara same parallelly for different grounds. For these three different grounds, parallelly, is it possible that different emergencies can be imposed? Is it possible? Possible, right? It has been done already. 1975 to 77 time ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟರ್ನಲ್ ಎಮರ್ಜೆನ್ಸಿ ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಇತ್ತು ತಾನೆ? ಹೇಳಿ ನೋಡಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ ಇಯರ್ ಇದು? 1971 to 77 ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟರ್ನಲ್ ಎಮರ್ಜೆನ್ಸಿ ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇತ್ತ ಡ್ಯೂ ಟು ವಾರ್. ಅಟ್ ದಿ ಸೇಮ್ ಟೈಮ್ 1975 to 1977 ಈ ಪೀರಿಯಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ, ಈ ಪೀರಿಯಡ್ ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟರ್ನಲ್ ಎಮರ್ಜೆನ್ಸಿ ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇತ್ತು. Again, on the ground of internal disturbance, on different ground, emergency has been proclaimed. Correct? So this provision has been added by 38th Constitutional Amendment Act of 38 CA of 1975. 38 CA ಏನು ಹೇಳುತ್ತೆ? Even though an emergency can be declared on one ground, simultaneously emergency can be declared on different grounds. And one more thing, can it this ಇದು ಹೇಳಿದೆ ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ನಿಮಗೆ, ಎಮರ್ಜೆನ್ಸಿ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಬಿ ಡಿಕ್ಲೇರ್ಡ್ ಫಾರ್ ಎಂಟೈರ್ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ ಆರ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಸಮ್ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಇಟ್. ಇದು ಕೂಡ ಗೊತ್ತಲ್ವಾ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ? What is the duration of national emergency once proclaimed? For how long it will be valid? Emergency?
6 months.
Yes, 6 months. Remember this. Once proclaimed, emergency once proclaimed ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಯಾರು proclaim ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ? Parliament proclaim ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದಾ? Who can proclaim? Parliament can revoke it. Lok Sabha can revoke it. But Parliament cannot proclaim or declare national emergency. Who can declare? Only President. Once declared by President, for how long it will be valid? For 6 months. Understanding this? For 6 months it will be valid. And it can be extended for an indefinite period. ಎಷ್ಟು ಸರಿ ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೂ ಎಷ್ಟು ವರ್ಷ ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೂ ಅದನ್ನ ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗ್ಬೋದು, ಪ್ರೊವೈಡೆಡ್ ದಟ್ ಎವ್ರಿ 6 months ಪಾರ್ಲಿಮೆಂಟರಿ ಅಪ್ರೂವಲ್ ಇಸ್ ನೆಸೆಸರಿ. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ತಿದ್ಯಾ? ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಇಲ್ಲೇನಾಗಿತ್ತು, 1975 ಡಿಕ್ಲೇರ್ಡ್, ಅದು ವ್ಯಾಲಿಡ್ ಎಲ್ಲಿವರೆಗೂ ಇತ್ತು? 1975 at from the date, like from June in the next 6 months, right? After 6 months it would expire. But but President can reproclaim it again. But every time he proclaims again, within 1 month of from the date of proclamation, parliamentary approval must be needed. Is it clear, all of you? Okay. So it is valid for 6 months and can be extended indefinitely with fresh approvals every 6 months. Okay. And yeah, so these are the important points. The rest you can read in your basics. Briefly, let me discuss for 5 minutes, 2 to 3 minutes. What are the implications of national emergency? Fast ಹೇಳಿ ನೋಡೋಣ. ನ್ಯಾಷನಲ್ ಎಮರ್ಜೆನ್ಸಿ ಡಿಕ್ಲೇರ್ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಏನೇನ್ ಚೇಂಜಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಪೊಲಿಟಿಕಲ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ? ಏನೇನ್ ಚೇಂಜಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಹೇಳಿ? ಎಕ್ಸಿಕ್ಯೂಟಿವ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಸೆಂಟರ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ರಿಲೇಷನ್ಸ್ ಏನಾದ್ರು ಚೇಂಜ್ ಆಗುತ್ತಾ? ಏನ್ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ? ಯೂನಿಯನ್ ಕನ್ವರ್ಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಸೆಂಟ್ರಲ್ ಗವರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿಕಮ್ ಮೋರ್ ಡಾಮಿನೆಂಟ್. Central executive will take more dominant powers. Okay. So our state governments, legislative powers ali, Parliament can now legislate, make laws, even on the subjects given in the state list. State list ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರುವಂತ ಯಾವುದೇ ಸಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಪಾರ್ಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಲಾ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. ಕರೆಕ್ಟಾ? ಇನ್ ನಾರ್ಮಲ್ ಟೈಮ್ಸ್, ಎಮರ್ಜೆನ್ಸಿ ಇಲ್ಲದೆ ಇರೋ ಟೈಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಲಿಸ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿರೋ ಸಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಪಾರ್ಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಲಾಸ್ ನ ಎನಾಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಂಗಿಲ್ಲ. ಬಟ್ ಡ್ಯೂರಿಂಗ್ ನ್ಯಾಷನಲ್ ಎಮರ್ಜೆನ್ಸಿ, ಪಾರ್ಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಮೇಕ್ ಲಾಸ್ on any subjects, including union subject, state subjects, or concurrent. Okay. And can president issue ordinance on state subjects? Yes. When parliament is getting power to make laws in the state subjects in the state list, concurrently president is also receiving power to proclaim ordinances on the subjects given in the state list. Remember this. Okay. And all these laws made by the parliament during national emergency on the subjects given in the state list, for how long they are valid? Are they valid forever? No, they're valid for 6 months only. They're valid for 6 months. Right after the emergency, 6 months after the emergency, the laws will be invalid after 6 months. Okay. Remember this. Such laws will be valid for 6 months. Okay. Because this was only to handle the temporary, not to change our federal structure entirely. ನಮ್ಮ ಫೆಡರಲ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ನ ಎಂಟೈರ್ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ಕೆ ಇದನ್ನ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿಲ್ಲ. ಎಮರ್ಜೆನ್ಸಿ ಸಿಚುವೇಶನ್ ಹ್ಯಾಂಡಲ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ಕೆ ಸೆಂಟ್ರಲ್ ಗವರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಗೆ ಒಂದ್ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಾ ಪವರ್ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಪಾರ್ಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಮೇಕ್ ಲಾಸ್ on the subjects given in state list. Okay. And such laws will be valid for 6 months. And financial control will also change, because after president proclaims national emergency, president can alter financial distribution between center and state. Okay. Because RTML finance need kuda ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇರುತ್ತೆ central government. Okay. What about the lifetime of this? Sorry. What about the what about the life of Lok Sabha or Parliament? Rajya Sabha is a continuing chamber. It never dissolves. What about Lok Sabha? Can it even if the term of Lok Sabha ends, can Lok Sabha term be extended? It can be extended. Lok Sabha term 5 years complete ಆದ್ರೂ ಕೂಡ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟೆಂಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗ್ಬೋದು. ಓಕೆ. ನ್ಯಾಷನಲ್ ಮಿನಿಸ್ಟರ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅದೇ ಆಗಿತ್ತು 1975 ಅಲ್ಲಿ. ಸೊ ಹೌ ಲಾಂಗ್, ಐ ಮೀನ್ ಹೌ ಈಸ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಫಾರ್ ಹೌ ಲಾಂಗ್ ದೇ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟೆಂಡ್ ಇಟ್? ಒಂದ್ಸರಿ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟೆಂಡ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ 1 year ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟೆಂಡ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. 6 months ಅಲ್ಲ, 1 year. ಓಕೆ. ಬಟ್ ಇಟ್ ಕೆನಾಟ್ ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂ ದಟ್ ಲೋಕ್ ಸಭಾ ಒನ್ಸ್ ಟರ್ಮ್ ಎಂಡ್ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೂ, ಓಕೆ, ಇಟ್ ಕೆನಾಟ್ ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂ ಒನ್ಸ್ ನ್ಯಾಷನಲ್ ಕೆನಾಟ್ ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂ ಫಾರ್ ಮೋರ್ ದೆನ್ 6 months ಆಫ್ಟರ್ ದ ಎಂಡ್ ಆಫ್ ನ್ಯಾಷನಲ್ ಎಮರ್ಜೆನ್ಸಿ. ಎಮರ್ಜೆನ್ಸಿ ಯಾವ ಡೇಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎಂಡ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೋ ಆ ಎಂಡ್ ಆಗಿದ್ 6 months ಗಿಂತ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇಟ್ ಕೆನಾಟ್ ಸಸ್ಟೈನ್. ಓಕೆ. ಬಟ್ ಡ್ಯೂರಿಂಗ್ ನ್ಯಾಷನಲ್ ಎಮರ್ಜೆನ್ಸಿ ಇಟ್ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಬಿ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟೆಂಡೆಡ್ ಫಾರ್ how many time, for how much time? 1 year each time. Is it clear? What about implication on fundamental rights?
Article 19.
Yes, there are 2 articles for this. Remember, this is very important. Article 358, 359. Have you learned these 2 articles? Article 358 basically is about Article 19. Okay. Fundamental right ಅಲ್ಲಿ Article 19 ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಹೇಳುತ್ತೆ. ಕರೆಕ್ಟಾ? Article 359. Yes. Talking about Article 358. During national emergency, Article 19 gets suspended automatically in case of national emergency. On what ground? See, if it is national emergency based on war or external aggression, ಈ ಗ್ರೌಂಡ್ ಮೇಲೆ ನ್ಯಾಷನಲ್ ಎಮರ್ಜೆನ್ಸಿ ಡಿಕ್ಲೇರ್ ಆದ್ರೆ, ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಫೋಕಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ, ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ರಿವಿಷನ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಇನ್ ಕೇಸ್ national emergency is declared on the grounds of war or external aggression, Article 19 automatically suspends. Here ಏನ್ ಹೈಲೈಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು ನೀವು? ಆಟೋಮೆಟಿಕಲಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಪ್ರೆಸಿಡೆನ್ಸಿಯಲ್ ಆರ್ಡರ್ ಇಂದ ಸಸ್ಪೆಂಡ್ ಮಾಡೋ ಅವಶ್ಯಕತೆ ಇಲ್ಲ. ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಯು ಶುಡ್ ಹೈಲೈಟ್. ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಹೇಳಿ, ಇನ್ ಕೇಸ್ ಆಫ್ ವಾರ್ ಆರ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟರ್ನಲ್ ಅಗ್ರೆಷನ್, Article 19 automatically suspends. Automatically suspends. Please highlight this. And in case if the war is on the ground of third ground yadu, armed rebellion. If it is on the ground of armed rebellion, then what is that? Article 19 cannot be suspended at all. Illade extreme ide nodi. On the grounds of war and external aggression idra automatically suspends. If the emergency has been declared on the ground of armed rebellion, what is the point here? National emergency cannot be suspended. Understand this? It will sustain. This is Article 358. Next article is Article 359. Article 359 ಏನು ಹೇಳುತ್ತೆ? Anybody? So here it talks about by means of presidential order. Remember this, by means of presidential order, the president can suspend any of the fundamental rights. President can pick any of the fundamental rights and he can suspend the enforcement of those rights. Only enforcement. Rights are not suspended. Enforcement andre your ability to go to court in case of violation will suspend. That's all. Not that your rights will get suspended. Rights yavattu suspend agadilla. ಏನು suspend ಆಗುತ್ತೆ? Enforcement of any, I mean, by means of presidential order, the president can suspend any of the fundamental rights, except two articles, 20 and 21. Just remember this, okay? But here, apart, except 20 and 21, president can pick any of the fundamental rights and can suspend their enforcement. Suspend their enforcement. That means if your rights are violated now, later after the completion of emergency, you can still go to the court. Okay, that's the point. Okay, we have discussed enough about this. So this was important because it has been 50 years since national emergency, and UPSC tries to focus on such points whenever there are anniversary 50-year celebrations. Or no, it's not a celebration, I'm really sorry. Okay, like commemoration or remembrance of 50 years of national emergency. ಈ ತರ ಯಾವ್ದು 50th 100th ಏನಾದ್ರು ಡೇ ಇದ್ದಾಗ ಅಂತ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ಸ್ ಬೇಸಿಕ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, ಮೇನ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕೇಳ್ಬೋದು ಇದನ್ನ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಹೆನ್ಸ್ ಐ ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ಡ್. ಸೊ ಲೆಟ್ ಮಿ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಫ್ಯೂ ಮೋರ್ ಟಾಪಿಕ್ಸ್. There is one temple in Assam, in Guwahati, which is very famous. Kamakya temple, right? Kamakya temple gotalva. So Kamakya temple is one of the Shakti Pitas. Okay. So how many Shakti Pitas are there according to Indian mythology? Of goddess Sati. Okay. Devi or Parvati or different names are there, right? So for goddess Sati, how many Shakti Pitas are there? There are 51 Shakti Pitas. 51 Shakti Pita idave. Okay. So the mythology story prakara, these 51 Pitas are developed based on the body parts of these goddesses fall in different places. Okay. So ಎಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ಬಾಡಿ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಬಿದ್ದಿದಾವೋ ಅಲ್ಲಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ಪೀಠಗಳು ಡೆವಲಪ್ ಆಗಿದಾವೆ ಅಂತ. ಓಕೆ, ಹೌ ಮೆನಿ ಶಕ್ತಿ ಪೀಠಸ್? 51 ಶಕ್ತಿ ಪೀಠಸ್, ಅಂಡ್ ಒನ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಶಕ್ತಿ ಪೀಠಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಇನ್ ಗುವಾಹಟಿ. Okay, so ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾಮಾಖ್ಯ ಟೆಂಪಲ್ ಬಿಲ್ಡ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. Which temple is that? Kamakya temple. Okay, why is it in news ಅಂದ್ರೆ it's in news because every year in the month of Ahar, ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ Assam month ಅಲ್ಲಿ Ahar ಅಂದ್ರೆ June month, mid June ಅಲ್ಲಿ they celebrate a festival. That festival is called Ambubachi Mela. Remember this. What is that festival called? All of you are here? Elru illే idera mentally? Please focus here. All of these are important. Okay. So what is that Mela called? Ambubachi Mela. Okay. So this is the Mela. What is this Mela about? First of all, let us discuss about this temple. This temple is located in where? Located in which place? Kamakya temple ellide? Guwahati, Assam. ಅಲ್ಲೊಂದು ಹಿಲ್ ಇದೆ, ಹಿಲ್ ಹೆಸರು ಏನಿದೆ? ನೀಲಾಚಲ್ ಹಿಲ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ. ಓಕೆ, ನಿಯರ್ ಗುವಾಹಟಿ there is a hill called Neelachal Hills. So Kamakya temple is located in Neelachal Hills near Guwahati, Assam. Okay, and this temple, this is located beside which river? Of course, Guwahati ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಯಾವ river ಹೇಳಿ? Brahmaputra river. On the banks of which river? On the banks of river Brahmaputra. Okay. And if you want to understand the architectural style of this temple, this is a special style called Neelachal style. Have you heard of Dravidian style? Yes. Dravidian temple architecture ಗೊತ್ತಲ್ವಾ? Nam South Indian temples ಎಲ್ಲ mostly. Okay. ಇವಾಗ ಮಧುರೈ, ಕಾಂಚಿ ಅಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲ ಹೋದ್ರೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಟೆಂಪಲ್ಸ್ ಕಾಣಿಸ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾವಲ್ಲ, ಯಾವ ಸ್ಟೈಲ್ ಅದೆಲ್ಲ? ದ್ರಾವಿಡಿಯನ್ ಸ್ಟೈಲ್. ನಾರ್ತ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ
ನಗರ.
ನಗಾರ ಸ್ಟೈಲ್. ನಾರ್ತ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಗಾರ ಸ್ಟೈಲ್ ಅಂತ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಆರ್ಟ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಕಲ್ಚರ್ ಏನು ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಸೊ ನಾರ್ತ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಆರ್ಕಿಟೆಕ್ಚರ್, ಟೆಂಪಲ್ ಆರ್ಕಿಟೆಕ್ಚರ್ ಗೆ ನಗಾರ ಸ್ಟೈಲ್ ಅಂತ ಕರೀತಾರೆ. ಯಾವ ಸ್ಟೈಲ್? ನಗಾರ ಸ್ಟೈಲ್. ಟೆಂಪಲ್ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಡಿಫ್ರೆಂಟ್ ಇರ್ತವೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ. ಅಂಡ್ ಸೌತ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ದ್ರಾವಿಡಿಯನ್ ಆರ್ಕಿಟೆಕ್ಚರ್ ಅಂತ ಕರೀತಾರೆ. ಓಕೆ. ಸೊ ನೀಲಾಚಲ್ ಹಿಲ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದು ಲೊಕೇಟೆಡ್ ಆಗಿರುವಂತ ಕಾಮಾಖ್ಯ ಟೆಂಪಲ್, ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ನೀಲಾಚಲ ಸ್ಟೈಲ್ ಅಂತಾನೆ ಕರೀತಾರೆ. ಯಾವ ಸ್ಟೈಲ್ ಇದು? ಟೆಂಪಲ್ ಆರ್ಕಿಟೆಕ್ಚರ್ ಸ್ಟೈಲ್ ಇಸ್ ವಾಟ್? ನೀಲಾಚಲ ಸ್ಟೈಲ್. This Neelachala style is actually a mixture or a blend of Nagara style. What is that? Nagara style. It's a blend of, it's a mixture of Nagara style and one Mughal architecture is there. That style is called Saracenic. Saracenic style. So Neelachala architecture is a blend of Nagara architecture style and Saracenic architecture style. Okay, Saracenic architecture developed during Mughal period in India. Okay. So structurally, it has 5 chambers. This temple has 5 chambers, which are called Garbhagraha, Antarala, Jagan Mohan, Bhog Mandir, and Nat Mandir. Okay, these are the 5 chambers of the temple. Garbhagraha ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಸ್ಯಾಂಕ್ಟಮ್ ಸ್ಯಾಂಕ್ಟೋರಿಯಂ, ಒಳಗಡೆ ಡೇಟಿ ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತಾರಲ್ವ, ಒಳಗಡೆ ಹೋಗಿ ಅದನ್ನ ಏನಂತ ಕರೀತಾರೆ? ಗರ್ಭಗೃಹ, ಸ್ಯಾಂಕ್ಟಮ್ ಸ್ಯಾಂಕ್ಟೋರಿಯಂ ಅಂತ ಕೂಡ ಕರೀತಾರೆ ಇಂಗ್ಲಿಷ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ. ಓಕೆ. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಚೇಂಬರ್ ವೇರ್ ಗಾಡ್ ದ ಡಯಟಿ ಈಸ್ ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ಡ್. ಓಕೆ. ಅಂಡ್ ಅಂತರಾಳ, ಅಂತರಾಳ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು ಟೆಂಪಲ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ? ದಟ್ ವೆಸ್ಟಿಬ್ಯುಲರ್ ಟನಲ್, ದಟ್ ವೆಸ್ಟಿಬ್ಯೂಲ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅಂತರಾಳ, ಸಾರಿ, ಗರ್ಭಗೃಹ ಹೋಗಕ್ಕೆ ಒಂದು ಟನಲ್ ಇರುತ್ತಲ್ವಾ? ಓಕೆ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಒಂದು ಈ ಮಂಟಪದಿಂದ ನೀವು ಹಿಂಗೆ ಹೇಳ್ಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ನೋಡಿ, ಮೇನ್ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಗರ್ಭಗೃಹ. ಹಿಯರ್ ಡೈಟಿ ಇಸ್ ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ಡ್. ಓಕೆ. ಮೇನ್ ಡೈಟಿ, ಮೇನ್ ಮೂರ್ತಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗಕ್ಕೆ ಒಂದು ಟನಲ್ ಬರುತ್ತಲ್ಲ, ಈ ತರ ವೆಸ್ಟಿಬ್ಯೂಲ್ ಅಂತ ಕರೀತಾರೆ ಇದನ್ನ ಇಂಗ್ಲಿಷ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ. ಓಕೆ. ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಏನಂತ ಕರೀತಾರೆ? ಅಂತರಾಳ. ಓಕೆ. ಅಂಡ್ ದಿಸ್ ಹಾಲ್ ಇಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಜಗನ್ ಮೋಹನ್. ಈ ಹಾಲ್ಗೆ ಏನಂತ ಕರೀತಾರೆ? ಇದು ಗರ್ಭಗೃಹ. ಕರೆಕ್ಟಾ? ಗರ್ಭಗೃಹ ಆರ್ ಸ್ಯಾಂಕ್ಟಮ್ ಸ್ಯಾಂಕ್ಟೋರಿಯಂ. ರೈಟ್, ಸ್ಯಾಂಕ್ಟಮ್ ಸ್ಯಾಂಕ್ಟೋರಿಯಂ. ಅಂತರಾಳ, ವೆಸ್ಟಿಬ್ಯೂಲ್, ಅಂಡ್ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ವಾಟ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಟೆಂಪಲ್ ಆರ್ಕಿಟೆಕ್ಚರ್ ಆಕ್ಚುಲಿ ಹಿಂಗೆ ಇರೋದು. ಯಾವ ಟೆಂಪಲ್? ಕಾಮಾಖ್ಯ ಟೆಂಪಲ್. ಸೊ ಜಗನ್ ಮೋಹನ್. Okay, so Jagan Mohan is that main hall of the temple, main audience hall of the temple. Then other chambers are also there beside. ಒಂದು ಭೋಗ ಮಂದಿರ್ ಅಂತ ಇದೆ, where food is served. Okay, offerings are served. ಭೋಗ ಮಂದಿರ್ and ನಾಟ್ ಮಂದಿರ್. In ನಾಟ್ ಮಂದಿರ್, so third one ಯಾವ್ದು ಹೇಳಿದೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ? Separately there is a ಭೋಗ ಮಂದಿರ್ and fifth one is ನಾಟ್ ಮಂದಿರ್. So Nat Mandir is hall where performances are performed, like religious gathering and singing, music, dance, all of that. Like all devotees will gather and they can do bhajanas and all there. Where? In the Nat Mandir. Okay. And this temple is known for tantric pilgrimage. Okay. So where spiritual and mystical rituals are. Tantric ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಗೊತ್ತಲ್ವಾ? ಏನೋ ಮ್ಯಾಜಿಕಲ್ ಆ ತರ ತಾಂತ್ರಿಕ್ ಆಕ್ಟಿವಿಟೀಸ್ ನ ನಡೆಸ್ತಾರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ. ಓಕೆ. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ temple is known for that tantric pilgrimage. So tantric rituals ಅಂತ ಕೂಡ ನಾವು ಅದನ್ನ ಕರಿಬಹುದು. So have you understood about the temple? Temple ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಐಡಿಯಾ ಬಂತಾ? So these are the few chambers, and currently it's in use because of this mela called, what mela is that called? Ambubachi mela. What is this mela is about? So this is a mela or a festival celebrated to remember the Hindu, it's a Hindu fertility festival. Okay. So Ambubachi andre, it's a, in literal sense, it's flow of water. Actually, this is celebrated that during this time, this is actually a menstrual period for goddess. Okay. And it is considered to be goddess of fertility. Okay. Hence, during this time, all activities like agriculture activities and other activities are suspended and they will go to celebrate this. They will take a leave. Okay. ಏನಕ್ಕೆ ಲೀವ್ ತಗೋತಾರೆ ಈ ಟೈಮಲ್ಲಿ? because it is considered this is sacred time period during which annually the goddess undergoes menstruation. Okay, hence the term Ambubachi. Ambubachi ಅಂದ್ರೆ meaning ಗೊತ್ತಾಯ್ತಲ್ವಾ? In literal sense, what is this? It's a flow of water ಅಂತ literal sense ಅಲ್ಲಿ mainly ಅಂದ್ರೆ Assamese term ಅಲ್ಲಿ. Okay, so this festival marks the annual menstruation and annual menstruation of this marks the annual menstruation of goddess. Okay, so in literal sense, flow of water. So what it symbolizes, symbolically, it symbolizes the fertility. Okay, fertility power of goddess. Okay, so this festival is celebrated during which month? June. That in Assamese calendar it is Ahar ಅಂತ ಕರೀತಾರೆ ಅವರು. ಯಾವ ಮಂತ್ ಅಂತ ಕರೀತಾರೆ? Ahar. Ahar falls in mid-June. So this festival is celebrated in the month of Ahar. In bracket you can write on mid-June. Okay, so have you understood about these things? So we have discussed only 2 topics. Let me pick up one more topic. Let's do some mapping work. Again, let's follow this Iran-Israel conflict where USA is also intervened now. Let's follow that because we'll cover most all the important places related to that place, because ಇಂತ ಏನಾದ್ರು ಕಾನ್ಫ್ಲಿಕ್ಟ್ ನಡೀತಾ ಇದ್ರೆ ಅದ್ರ ರಿಲೇಟೆಡ್ ಮ್ಯಾಪಿಂಗ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಮತ್ತೆ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ ನ್ಯೂಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದೆ, ಯಾವುದು? ಕತಾರ್ ಏನಕ್ಕೆ ನ್ಯೂಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದೆ? ಕತಾರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು US ಏರ್ ಬೇಸ್ ಇದೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಮಿಡ್ಲ್ ಈಸ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಒನ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಲಾರ್ಜೆಸ್ಟ್ ಏರ್ ಬೇಸಸ್ ಅದು US ಏರ್ ಬೇಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲಿದೆ? ಕತಾರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿದೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಆ ಏರ್ ಬೇಸ್ ಹೆಸರು ಅಲ್ ಉದೈದ್ ಅಂತ. ಅದ್ರ ಹೆಸರೇನು? ಅಲ್ ಉದೈದ್. So Al Udaid or Udaid. What is this? It is US's air base. US air base in which country? Qatar.
America Central Command in 1000 soldiers.
Central Command in Middle East. In Middle East region, it's Central Command. Okay. Yes, there are more than 10,000 soldiers are placed. US soldiers placed ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. Or you can say in West Asia, this is the largest air base of USA. West Asia ದಲ್ಲಿ USA the largest air base ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ ಇದು. Okay. So ಇದರ ಹೆಸರು ಏನು ಹೇಳಿ? ಅಲ್ ಉದೈದ್. ಇದು ಏನಕ್ಕೆ ನ್ಯೂಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ಗೊತ್ತು, ಆಪರೇಷನ್ ಮಿಡ್ ನೈಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಮರ್ ಅಂತ ನೆನ್ನೆ ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ. USA ಅವರು ಕೆಲವೊಂದು ನ್ಯೂಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಫೆಸಿಲಿಟೀಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಇರಾನ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಅಟ್ಯಾಕ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಯೂಸಿಂಗ್ B2 ಬಾಂಬರ್ಸ್. ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಬಂಕರ್ ಬಸ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ಅದು ಗೊತ್ತಲ್ವಾ? ಅಂಡ್ ಟೊಮೊಹಾಕ್ ಮಿಸೈಲ್ಸ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಮತ್ತೆ B2 ಅನ್ನೋ ಏರ್ ಕ್ರಾಫ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಅಟ್ಯಾಕ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ರೆಸ್ಪಾನ್ಸ್ ಆಗಿ ಆಸ್ ಅ ರಿಟಾಲಿಯೇಟರಿ ಮೆಷರ್ ಇರಾನ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಅಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಡ್ USS ಏರ್ ಬೇಸ್. Which air base is that? Al Udaid. Where is it located? Qatar. So let me show you. So Qatar is in use for that region. Let's have some. Qatar ಎಲ್ಲಿದೆ ಹೇಳಿ? Qatar ಎಲ್ಲಿದೆ?
ಇರಾನ್ ಮೇಲ್ಗಡೆ ನಾರ್ತ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದೆ, ಸೌತ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ.
Okay, let me ask you. Qatar capital ಯಾವುದು first of all? Doha. Qatar capital Doha. Qatar shares land border with which countries? Our country. Qatar shares land border with Qatar is sharing land border with which country? Does it share border with UAE? It shares border with Saudi Arabia. But does it share border with UAE? So ಯಾವ ಮ್ಯಾಪ್ ಸೆಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡೋಣ? Let me select this. Okay. Check ಮಾಡಿ. With how many countries is it sharing border with? ಲ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಬಾರ್ಡರ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಕೇಳ್ತಿರೋದು ನಾನು. Can you check it now? With how many countries is it sharing land border?
Saudi Arabia.
ನಂಗೆ ನೋಡ್ಬಿಡಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ. It's sharing border only with only one country. It's sharing land border. Okay. Land border it's sharing with ನೋಡಿ ಇಂಥ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ಸ್ ಹೈಲೈಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. UPSC ನಮ್ದು ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಬಂದ್ರೆ you should know that it shares land border only with only ಅಂತ ತಕ್ಷಣ you think it is wrong. ಜನರಲಿ ಆ ತರ ಮೈಂಡ್ ಸೆಟ್ ಇದೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ಗೆ. ಓನ್ಲಿ ಅಂತ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ರೀಮ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಇದು ರಾಂಗ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು ಅಂತ. ಬಟ್ ಹಿಯರ್ should highlight that Qatar shares land border only with the Saudi Arabia. It does not share border with UAE, but it shares maritime border with you can see Bahrain ಇದೆ ನೋಡಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ. Okay, Bahrain capital Manama. Okay, so it is also nearby. So all of this is in which region? ಎಲ್ಲಿದಾವೆ ಇಲ್ಲ ಪರ್ಷಿಯನ್ ಗಲ್ಫ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದಾವೆ. ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ವಾ? So this is Africa, this is our Saudi Arabian Peninsula, this is India, this is Pakistan, Iran is here. Correct alva? So what is this? Ninne discuss ಮಾಡಿದ್ದು ನೋಡಿ ಯಾವ್ದಿದು? State of Hormuz, Gulf of Oman, Persian Gulf. So Qatar is in which water body? Persian Gulf. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಅಟ್ಯಾಚ್ ಆಗಿದೆ ತಾನೇ ಹಿಂಗೆ. This is Qatar. Qatar capital is Doha. It is in Persian Gulf. It shares water maritime border with which other countries? Bahrain and Iran. Sorry, this is Iran and Bahrain is here. Pagdal Bahrain is there. Okay, so it shares maritime border with Bahrain, Iran, and UAE. Okay, so this is attached to the Arabian Peninsula. Okay, in Persian Gulf. And this Al Udaid Air Base is located in this Qatar. And this country is mostly geography ನೋಡ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ it's mostly a plain land. ಹಿಂಗಿದೆ mostly it's a plain with small variations like north ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ mountains ಇದಾವೆ. Otherwise it is mostly a plain land. Remember this. And one more thing, this country does not have any rivers. That's also a point you can highlight. There are no lakes, no rivers in this entire country. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ತಿದ್ಯಾ? Country without a no rivers and no lakes. So for their water security, what they are dependent on? They are dependent directly on rainfall only and underground water. Understanding this? So remember these points. Okay, that's all. It's time up. We will continue tomorrow. Today, as we have discussed more about national emergency, we were in crunch of time to discuss other topics. But don't worry, missing topics, whatever that I had to discuss today, I will cover somehow in the upcoming classes. Discuss. Today we have completed only three topics. Which are they? National emergency. Detail ಆಗಿ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗಿದೆ national emergency ಬಗ್ಗೆ. Any doubts? Article 352, 358, 359. 3 articles related to national emergency. ಎಲ್ರಿಗೂ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗಿದೆಯಾ? Okay. Then second topic. Kamakya Temple, the architectural style, where is its location? Neelachal Hills, Guwahati, Assam, right? And Ambubachi Mela, it's an annual festival celebrated in the month of June, Ahar month. Okay, so what it signifies? It is symbolical. It signifies the menstruation, annual menstruation of goddess. Okay, so. And third topic we are discussing about location. Mapping work today we have done was about Qatar, capital Doha. Qatar, capital Doha, located in Persian Gulf. Okay, it shares land border only with the Saudi Arabia and maritime border with UAE, Bahrain, and Iran. Okay, and it has no rivers and no lakes. Hopefully, these topics you have understood. Okay, so we'll meet tomorrow. Thank you.